Welcome everyone. This is the Social Media Mastermind. We have this class every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is the fifth Thursday of the month. So usually on the fifth Thursday of the month, we have either a special guest or we do some kind of workshop around some generic topic. I can say the way we structure our classes is we have a like an ever-standing structure. So week 1 is Facebook, week 2 is Instagram, week 3 is we normally have a special guest, and no, week 3 is normally YouTube, and then I think week 4 we have a special guest, and then week 5 is generally a Q&A. But people were requesting that we do this content creation strategy sometime soon, so that's what we're doing in this class. And again, my name is Jerome Lewis. I'm in the Philadelphia area. I specialize in digital marketing within the real estate industry. I am here with my lovely co-host Beth Ellen. Beth Ellen, it's on you.
Hello, thanks for everybody coming. I love content creation and I can't wait to learn from Jerome. I'm in the Las Vegas market and I open the state of Nevada for EXP. I'm agent number. I love this company. Back to you.
Thank you, Beth Ellen. So what we're going to do today is we done a version of this during one of our other social media mastermind classes or one of our content creation classes. We've done this a few times, and people often ask, like, what kind of content do I come up with, or how do I generate content? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you through kind of why you should develop content, and then we're going to do like a workshop version of what we did in our prior class. In our prior class, we did Google. We did a bunch of Google content and how to develop content around Google and find content that people are asking about specifically on Google that's relevant to your real estate business. Well, today we're going to do something very similar. However, we're going to use a different tool, and that tool should expedite that process that we use for Google. So that being said, what I'm about to do is I am about to share my screen, and do me a favor. EXP World is acting a little bit flaky for me today. I need engagement. So it's showing me 17 people in the classroom. Please type in the chat box where you're from and where you're located. Type your market in the chat box for me, please, so I could get a gauge on how many people are in the class, where you're from. And we also like to share referrals around the world. I'll tell you how you can copy the chat box just in case you want to keep some of the resources, the links, or keep some of the context available in that chat box. Okay. That being said, I'm going to rely on you. I'm going to really need that engagement. So in the chat box, please do me a favor. And if you are ready to proceed, please type yes in the chat box for me, please. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Thanks so much. So one more engagement, what I need before we get right into the presentation. I am sharing my screen. Please type yes if you can see my screen. It should be on the biggest screen here in the classroom. Type yes if you can see that screen, please. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, so today is, I like to call this class, I'm a little bit, I like to come up with sayings, and I guess we can call it corny, but I call this our content creation frustration elimination strategy. And oops, I made a mistake. Let's do it again. There we go. So this is our content creation frustration elimination strategy. And what we're going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about content, and then we're going to get right into the workshop. I'm going to show you how you can take the document, and I'm going to show you how you can have that develop a document and create all the content you need around specific subjects. And last time when we did this class, we all shared content. So everybody like developed a document, and then we all shared it in the chat. And that gave us like almost unlimited pieces of content. So one, you're going to have a document yourself that has unlimited content. But number two is we're going to collaborate all together. My EXP world says 17 people, but I know it's more than 17 people in this classroom. And we're all going to share our document so we can all have that content and share and have that unlimited resource of content that we need to create content around. So let's get started. So what I've been doing, and thanks to Bethelen, Mariam, and some of the people that come to this class constantly, I have been developing like slides. So I'm bringing more structure to our classes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about content, like I said before, and then we're going to get into that demo. So I'm going to walk you through the slides, and a lot of times people ask me about how can I get the slides. I'll tell you a little bit about that towards the end of the presentation so you can get the slides if you're interested in the slides. But just some housekeeping. One of the things that you see on the screen is you see a link, and right here you should see my mouse. That is a link. So these, whenever you see my slides and I'm doing a presentation, you'll see links inside of the slide, and those are helpful links and resources that you can use in your business or use to refer out to an article or do some research or something like that. So if you collect the slides, you have those links and those resources available for you. I believe this link is a link to some of the content creation like snippets that I've done on YouTube. All right, so yeah, and then the link number two, that's a content document. That's one of the documents that I've done in the past, and you can take that with you if you collect these slides. As you know, you're here already. We have this class every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Just some housekeeping. I want to bring some value to my fellow EXP colleagues. So always be aware, like we EXP, we have a ton of training here, and tap into that training, utilize that training. There are hours upon hours of content and training available. I appreciate everybody coming here, but there are other content, there are other trainings available for you too. So take some of the stuff that you learn, take some of the stuff that you learned in the other classes, and combine it all so you can have success in your real estate business. So EXP University, get all of the training that you can get. One thing I want to encourage you to do, and you should get familiar with as business professionals in general, is I want you to take screenshots. So I want to encourage you to take screenshots of some of this stuff that we're doing because they're going to be relevant to you. And the more you engage and participate, the more helpful it will be to you. You might see something that you appreciate, and if you take a screenshot of it, at least you have that content for later. Okay, so get accustomed to taking screenshots, taking notes, and participating in the classes. I told you you can collect these slides, and normally what I do, if somebody's interested in the slides, I have them leave some feedback about the class, and then I send them those slides. So that's the extent of for EXP. Like I teach this like across the nation, and sometimes people want my slides, and typically I sell them. But for my EXP colleagues, my EXP peoples, I give them to you for free as long as you leave some feedback about the class. I already talked to you about the links that are available in the slide, and you know how to collect those. Engagement. I highly look. I understand we're in a virtual space, so the more engagement that I can get from you, the better the class will be. So if you have questions or input or something like that, please feel free to open up your microphone, or as long as it's relevant, or type a question in the chat box, and we'll address whatever it is that you bring up. Okay. Really quickly, most of you already know me, but I'm Jerome Lewis. I'm one of the instructors here, and just a little bit of my background. I'm a real estate agent. I'm an introvert. We always talk about this. I'm an implementer, so I'm about process. I help you get to the bottom line as soon as possible. I focus primarily on real estate investing, and it's very similar to agency as well, because you still got to generate leads. You have to generate sellers. So that's where a lot of my experience and my focus comes from. It comes from that real estate investing background. One thing that I didn't mention on that slide was I'm a technologist. So one thing, and what I mean by that is one thing that I like to do is I like to take technology that can seem complicated and overwhelming. I like to take that content and make it simple and easy. So if you're able to click, drag and drop and click, you should be able to do just about anything that I teach you or I show in these classes and in these demonstrations. All right, so yeah, so remember I told you these links are available. So these are links available to the other times we've done versions of this, or I've done a demonstration on YouTube or something like that. So if you collect the slides, you have that. I believe the Google method is in here and some of the other stuff that we've done before. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this subject, and we're talking about who should use content marketing. And first and foremost, we're in class and I want to talk to, I'm saying you, just about anybody. Anybody out there should be doing content marketing, especially you as business owners and real estate agents. You should be developing and creating content because it helps you stand out and makes you unique. Okay, agents and investors. That's typically who I'm talking to. But today, I'm talking specifically to you as an individual. I don't even. It doesn't even matter if you have a business or not. I want you to be out there developing content around your business as well as your personal life because that's going to help you get engagement and it's going to help you market yourself and what you offer to other people. Okay, so what is content marketing? This is the definition of content marketing, and it can sound complicated and confusing, but it's really not. And this is a definition that I pulled straight from the internet. And it says content marketing is a marketing technique of creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and acquire a clearly defined audience with the objective of driving profitable customer action. So basically, in my words, content marketing is you develop content and you share it out, and that will attract people to your business, your offer, or even your personal brand. So content marketing is not super complicated. You just create content, and by you creating content and sharing it, you're developing some marketing and you're going to attract people to you for your business and for your personal life. Doesn't matter. Okay. These are some different use cases, and we were in the class talking about blogging a little bit earlier with Beth Ellen. Like Beth Ellen taught me how to blog, and she's the one that really got me into content. Like I used to go out there and I would develop some stuff, share some images, share some memes on the internet, but I'm like, how can I make this a little bit more relevant to my business and monetize these things that I'm doing? Beth Ellen taught me how to blog, so I create some awesome blogs. And just earlier in our content creation class, we decided that we are going to teach you about blogging and SEO. So one of the things that I developed was I created an article blogging thanks to Beth Ellen, and that article is now ranking #1 on Google search, and that's all because I came here, come to the classes, and I did the different techniques. I put all of that stuff together, and now that article is ranking on the first page of Google, which is pretty difficult to do, especially organic. So I learned these strategies, some of these strategies here that we're going to do, and that's what I use in my business, and it's doing well for me. Uh, Content marketing can also be used for email. So I'll put email here. We always think about when we're thinking about content, we're always thinking about, oh, I got to be out there on social media. I got to be making TikToks or I got to be making YouTube. That's not the extent of content. Content can be email, it can be text messages. Content is vast. So don't think that you only have to create content for social media. You want to develop and create content around all of your marketing. Even a letter that you write, that's content itself. Content is not all digital. So keep that in mind too. You're going to be writing emails, you're going to be doing blogs, social media, advertising. Advertising is another thing that you're going to use content for, your ads. So we're going to go into how you can develop all of that content for those things today. I put social media there, and then the last one I want to talk about is video blogs. So I am always talking about video and how much I appreciate video because video increases your business. There are a ton of stats out there about how effective video is. And I told you a little bit before about my behavioral type from the DISC assessment. And my behavioral type is I like results. And video helps you achieve results much faster than some of these other content strategies. So you want to combine things all together, but video can really help expedite you. In addition to that, like with video content, you don't have to be some crazy expert. You just create content. Video is a little more forgivable and it can have a high success rate as long as you implement and utilize it correctly. All right, so here is why you should be doing content marketing. We're business professionals, right? And although we extract money from these transactions, right? Although that's our objective, one of our objective as a result of that objective, a result of those objectives is to help people. So this is one of the reasons why you want to be using content marketing. Content marketing educates. Content market helps educate your customer or your prospect. So we are all real estate agents. Let's say we are discussing some subject. Let's say we're discussing how to buy a house. There are a lot of people out there that don't really understand how to go through the home buying process. Well, when you create content around the home buying process, you can then educate that customer or that prospect. And by you providing value, they can then come to you in the future and they're more likely to do business with you. So these are reasons why you should be doing content marketing versus just general marketing. Hey, come buy and sell with me. You can use your content to educate. And as I said a little bit earlier, it provides value to other people. So you're providing this great content out there, and they warm up and they begin to trust who you are and see you as an authority. The more content you have out there, the more available content that you have out there, the more business you will attract. Content marketing helps you stand out. So, in general, we're all in real estate. And in general, we can all do the same thing. We can all take a seller or buyer from transaction to transaction. Nothing differentiates us being real estate agents. Well, content marketing, that's one of the things that can help us stand out and be unique. To be separate from the crowd. We don't have to look like everybody else. If you develop and utilize some content marketing, you can stand out. And remember, we talked about video marketing a little bit earlier. That's my number one recommended piece of content out there, because you get to people get to see who you are, and it helps replicate your personality. So content marketing helps you stand out. And content marketing, it helps you create unique content. So I just talked about, like, all of us are real estate agents, right? And we can all do the same thing. However, if you add your own content, you add your own personality to that, guess what? Now your content is unique. So I can talk about and selling a home, buying and selling a home. All of us can do that because we're real estate agents. If I do content around that and I talk about and I add my personality and my flavor to it, now my content is unique. My content is now unique, so I'm different. I'm appearing different than all of the other agents out there. So this is one of the reasons why you want to implement content marketing into your strategy. This little dog, you'll see this dog from time to time. I don't know. I just picked this dog because he's cute. Where to get content. So there are several ways that you can go about finding content for your business and generating content, right? And you can do that using search engines. You can do that by asking your audience. So this is one of the strategies that I like to use a lot. I like to ask people, what do you want to know about? What do you want to learn about? So ask your audience. These are different ways where you can get content and develop relevant content that people are actually searching for. Okay, that's important. You want to develop content around that provides value to people. And if people are asking a question or they want to know about something, that's value to them. Another place to get content is I always say, look, I am not creative. Like, I might be a little bit technically creative, but I'm not like I'm not artistic, I'm not artsy, I'm not any of that. Right? So what I like to do is I like to go find other ideas and I model other people. I model other people and I might bring it to my business, or I might model somebody's content and I add my personality to it. So that's another place that you can get content. The content out there is vast. Now we're just waiting, and now it's just our objective and our mission to make that content into our own. Another place you can get content is answer forums. So answer forums, and that's what we're going to do today. I believe that's not what we're going to do today, but there's a link here. Those are different answer forums where you can go get content. So people are asking questions and answering questions around specific topics, specific subjects. You can go and grab content from those places. This is one of the content docs that we developed in the class prior. So if you collect the slides, you can just click on that document and you'll have that content there. All right, so where to get content, we're going a little bit further. So EXP, right? We are all EXP agents, and sometimes it kills me when people ask, well, where do I get content? Because EXP has done an amazing job of already providing us content, a lot of content already available for us that we can just take and send and share on social media. We can add our flair to it or not, but we have a ton of content that we can just go out there and share. And you access that content by the EXP Marketing Center. I don't know exactly what the URL is, but if you collect the slides, you can click on that link and go right to the EXP Marketing Center. We've done some trainings. It's been a while now, but we've done some trainings around using EXP Marketing Center, and just using the EXP Marketing Center, you can kind of develop all the content you need there too. Maybe add your personality, maybe add your flavor, but you got all the content you need directly there in the EXP Marketing Center. Search engines is another place. We already talked about that you can pull content from. Typically, I like to use Google, but you can use other search engines such as, Google, what is it? Microsoft Bing, Yahoo has a search engine, and a few others out there. So you can pull content from these search engines. Question forums. So this is what we're going to get into today when we get into the live demonstration. We're going to do we're going to pull content from a question forum. But the way we're going to do it is it's going to give us a ton of content, ton of questions that we can address and develop like kind of a document. I'm not sure if we're going to do a Word document or Excel spreadsheet, but we're going to figure it out. By the end of this class, we're going to have a ton of content that we can address topics around. Current trends is something, is another place that you can get content from. What's going on in the news, what's going on Google, Twitter. These are different resources that you can access to develop content around these things. Okay, so we are ready for the demo. I know y'all tired of hearing me talk, and let's get to work. So what we're going to do is I'm going to be sharing my screen. You should still be able to see my screen. And do me a favor, I need some engagement. So when you are ready, I want you to be in work mode. Let's get ready to be in work mode. Do me a favor, in the chat box, I want you to type work mode when you're ready. And I need at least 50% engagement to move on. So type work mode when you're ready. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm like hyper. I sound like, rah! We're going to do some work. We're going to do some work today. And bear with me. So I got to figure a little bit of this out. But by the end of the class, I believe you will be pleased. So what we're going to do is we need two resources. So pay attention to my screen, right? And you're going to see my screen. And on my screen, I want you to set your screen up very similar to what I'm doing here. So I want you to, you're going to use two windows. And one of the windows that I want you to open up is, I want you to open up Sheets. I want you to open up Google Sheets. So last time we did Google Docs, but we're going to do Sheets in this instance because I think it's more appropriate. I could be wrong. We might have to switch back to Google Docs, but I want you to open up Google Sheets. And the way you get there is sheets.google.com. So I just put a link in the chat for you. And okay, so blank. So open up Google Sheets, and on the left, on my very left of my screen, you should see Google Sheets, right? And on the right of my screen, you see my slideshow presentation in a way. I'm going to switch that from the slideshow presentation, and the tool that I want you to use. Some of us know about this tool, some of us don't. But the tool that I want you to use is called Answer the Public. AnswerThePublic.com is the tool. Please do not jump the gun because it's very limited on how you can use this tool, right? They only give you like 2 searches per day or something like that. So just visit the link. Don't do anything until I instruct you to do something, okay? So I'm going to paste that link in the chat for you. So you should have up 2 screens. You should have up your Google Sheets, and you should have up Answer the Public. Those are 2 links. We're going to use these 2 tools to pull content and develop content around some subject, okay? All right, so first and foremost, since we're going to share content and share documents, what I want to do is I want you to open up a new Google Sheet. So on the left of my screen, you should see my Google Sheets. And up here, there's a blank. I want you to start a new spreadsheet. And I want you to press blank. Get a brand new spreadsheet. That's the first thing we're going to do. So now you should have a brand new spreadsheet open on your left screen. Do me a favor and type ready when you're ready. I want to make sure I'm not moving too fast. I need at least 50% engagement. Okay, perfect. So I want you to name your spreadsheet. I want you to name it. Let's name it content creation, and then put the date. So I'm going to put in here content creation. Then I'm going to put the date, which is, I do my year first. So 2021, I'm going to do 07. Then I'm going to do then I'm going to do 29. So that's my date. Content creation 0729. Once you name your spreadsheet, type yes in the chat for me so I can know that we can move on. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Next, what we're going to do is so I want you to follow this step carefully because this is where some of us made a mistake last time, and it wasn't fair to some other people that did share and develop their content. So we're going to make this Google Doc public. And the way that we do that is there's a share button in your Sheets window. I want you to press that share button. I want you to left click it. Once you left click it, you should get a prompt. And on the prompt, I want you to go down to the second box, the second window that says get link. I want you to go right underneath that and it says change to anyone with link. Press that button and when you're ready, type yes.
What were we supposed to name our spreadsheet again? Sorry, I missed that.
Mary, just name it content creation and add the date. That should be good enough.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so everybody typed in, they named their document, and now we are trying to share this link. So what I want you to do is I want you to, now it should say anyone with link. So this now means that when you share that link, anybody can access that link. So when we share our links a little bit later and try to copy and paste the chat, most of us should be able to access other people's document because we're all going to have different queries, and this allows us to collaborate. That's the great thing about EXP. We can collaborate and come up, like, I don't know where else you can develop this much content. Like, this is crazy. So um once you see that it says anyone with link, you can press done and make sure your document is public. So go back to Google Docs, and then I want you to hover over that green share button and make sure it says public on the web. When it says public, if yours says public on the web, do me a favor and in the chat box, I want you to type public. I need at least 50% engagement. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, now what we need to do is we need to come up with queries. So remember, I said be very careful about utilizing this tool, this answer the public tool, because you only get about 2 searches, right? So what I'm going to do is I want you to think very carefully. So the first example I want you to do is I want you to, like, typically what I do is I use 2 keywords. I use Philadelphia real estate as my keyword. I'm not telling you to proceed yet. Just start to think about what can you type in. What's a subject or a topic that you can address, and you see on the screen it says use 1 to 2 words for best results. So that's what I want you to think about. And once you have like an idea in place, type it in the chat box so we can all collaborate and try to figure out like what's something that I should put in the chat box. So I'll start. I'll do 2. So I'll do Philadelphia real estate. That's 1. Try to keep your words very. Try to keep it as few words as possible. The next one is buy a house. So buy house is another one that I would do. So those are some words. I need more ideas, more ideas. So buy house is a good one. Selling home, sell house, that's a good one. So let me see. David, I'm going to use your example. And we have to test this out. I don't want anybody to do this yet until you have like 1 to 2 words. I want it to be very limited because you only get 2 searches. And if you use those searches, you're out of luck unless you use, like, you got to do some fancy stuff, which is a little bit complicated. So David, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use your example as selling home. I'm going to do sell house. So in answer the public, I'm going to type sell house. I'm going to make it full screen for now, just so it's a little bit easier on everyone's eyes. So my keyword is sell house. I'm going to type that in here on answer the public. Then I'm just going to run a search on it. You can change this stuff down here. Make sure it's relevant to where you are. So I'm updating that to United States. And I'm going to type sell house as my keyword query. I don't want you to type anything until you are like you're sure you have like 1 to 2 words that could produce some decent results. Some of us were producing like sentences were a little bit too long. So sell house is good. Let me run out of my queries before you do a query. I'm going to type that in. Sell house. And this is generating now a query, and it's pulling information from all over the internet for me. Like Google, Yahoo, some of those other resources that were available in the slides. It's pulling information from all over those places. Okay, and it's finished. So what you see on my screen is it generated 363 results for me. The cool thing about this tool is that it does all this for you in like less than 60 seconds. So I just pulled a bunch of content around sell house, and hopefully it's good content, but let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, so these are the queries, right? So this is how it is. You got 76 questions. It gave me 76 questions around sell house, right? And it gave me 54 propositions around sell house. So I can start to develop content around these questions, around these propositions. It's giving me comparisons. This is a cool one too. Sell house or stay. These are different queries, and you can address these things. And this specific to real estate. You can do other stuff like, best parks or something else like that. That's another keyword. So type, somebody do me a favor and type best parks in the chat. That's a keyword that we should use as a search result. But these are all of the content. This is everything that's available by running that sell house query. It's giving me all this content around things that people are typing in all over the internet. Sell house during divorce, sell house directly, sell house chapter 13. And this is like niching down on specific things. So now right here, we have a ton of content. We have over 363 results for content that we can develop. This is almost a piece of content every day. And when we combine it with each other, we will have more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll up. And your screen might look a little bit different. Mine looks like this because I zoomed in really well to make sure everybody could see it. What I'm going to do is on your screen, there is, so everybody run your niche. Make sure you don't exceed 3 words. Everybody run your query and don't exceed 3 words. So if you're like, as an example, Louisville Homes. No, I don't want to use that one. If you were doing Tracy real estate, Tracy, what I would do is I would just type in Soledad. What I would do is type in real estate and then see what comes up. And if Tracy is like a keyword or a market, I would just add that to the end of whatever comes out of answer the public. Does that make sense? Are we still here? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So everybody type in your query, 3 word maximum, and when you're ready, type ready for me, please. I need at least 50% engagement. I need a couple more. We got 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Need a few more. David, you can. Okay, perfect. All right, so once you type in your query, so I use the sell house as my query. I use 2 words. Once you type in your query, you get all of this content. And remember, I said you got to be careful because you only get like 2 searches with this thing. So I've already used my first search. I'm probably going to do best parks as the next search. But over on your screen, in your answer the public window, there's a button available. And this button allows you to download all of that data that this software, this tool just output for you. So I can download all 363 of these results. And that's kind of in the way the extent of our class. We're going to go a little bit deeper so we can share the document, but this is where you get that content from. So now I can download all these 363 queries. I can download them. So I'm going to press my download button. So once you're ready, so I want you to download yours too. Press download, and when you're ready, once you download that to your computer, type download in the chat for me. I need at least 50% engagement. So you get a download of a CSV file. We got 1, 2, 3. I need some more engagement, guys. Got to make sure I'm not moving too fast. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, Denise, I don't know what happened to yours, but we will help you resolve that. So now, once you have that downloaded, you get a CSV file, and what you can do is you can open it up on your computer. But what I want you to do is we're going to leave Answer the Public now, and then we're going to flash over to Google. So that Google Sheets that we had open, we're going to open that CSV file inside of Google Sheets. So I'm going to leave Answer the Public, the website. I'm going to leave this website, and I'm going to go over to Google Sheets. Now, in my blank Google Sheets, we don't have anything there. What I want to do is I want to I want to open that file up. So I want to import that file into Google Sheets. So I'm zooming in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select File, and then I'm going to select Import. So do me a favor, type in your Google Sheet document, press File, and then press Import. And when you're ready to proceed, type Import for me in the chat box. I need at least 50% engagement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need about 10 more. Okay. Now on your Google Sheet, I want you to press on the upload button. Press that button and select that file from your computer. So go find that file, and it's in my downloads folder, and get that file uploaded into Google Sheets. Once you get the prompt, it'll ask you where do you want to import the file and what separator type that you want. I want you to be careful here. It gives you a few options. You can detect the file separator automatically. You can do tab, you can do comma, or you can do custom. I want you to select comma just for safety purposes. Let's select comma as the separator type. And then, so select comma and then import. Let me see. This checkbox, convert text to numbers, dates, and formulas. Uncheck that checkbox for me, and then just import your data. Once you're done importing that data, type done for me. Type done in the chat box. I need at least 50% engagement. Okay, import that data. So I'm going to press that. That data has been imported, and on the screen on the very left, let me make it bigger so you can see it. There is a open now that Google is giving me. I'm just going to press that button. So I'm going to open it. And what it does is it imports that file into Google Sheets for me. So now we have all of our content right directly in Google Sheets. And typically what I do is it's listed out in a very specific way. So on my screen, you can see it has the questions, all of the questions around sell house, that keyword that I put in, they're all labeled with question. So there are 70 something questions here. These are all questions, this query. So people are asking these questions. And the first is, I don't know, it doesn't make sense, but you can adjust it. So sell is house. Like make sure it makes English sense. But sell is house. That doesn't make sense, but you can put my. The basis is that we got these keywords and we can develop all the content that we need around these keywords. And it's labeled out in a way that is legible for us. So questions are sell is house. I don't know. That's throwing me off. How to sell house for cash. How much do you actually get when you sell your house? How can I sell my house for cash? These are all questions that you can develop content around for, and you can address in your business. You can answer all of these questions. So we should never be able to run out of content. Those are just the questions. If I come down to the prepositions, I get even more content that I can develop. I can create articles around this stuff. I can create videos around this stuff, social media posts. This is basically unlimited content that we can use. So um let's see, alphabeticals are there, but something else, I think there's like verses or something in here related. No. Okay, yeah, so comparisons, that's one thing, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. So comparisons is beneficial as well. You get a bunch of comparisons in here and you didn't even have to think about them. So they are labeled too. I'm highlighting them. These are comparisons around your real estate topic. And remember, like here, I select these are, let me see, I've got from my query, I've got 25 comparisons. However, remember it's 30 of us in this class and we're all going to share content. So we're going to have even more than that. So this is all of the content that you can develop social media content around. Like people are asking these things. These are comparisons, prepositions, questions, and even alphabeticals, which are, a little bit self-explanatory. But this is how you develop that content. So now you have this document and you can modify and adjust it accordingly. You have this document and you can share it, but now you have this document, you can take it and whatever you need to address a specific topic or subject, you can come to this document. What we're going to do is now we're going to share this document. So the way we do that is in your Google Sheets window, that share button that we played with earlier, we're going to, why is mine only private? I must not have saved it. Okay, done. On that share, we're going to press that share button. When you hover over that button and make sure it says public on the web. If it's not public on the web, make sure you change it to public. So press that share button once it's public on the web and copy the link. Copy the link and share it to the chat box so we can all share the content. And I'm going to tell you how you can copy the chat box once we're finished. We need some more. 1, 2. We got about 8 and we have 30 people. Anybody get stuck or struggling somewhere? Let me know. Type it in the chat or open up your microphone. Okay. We got a few people stuck. We're going to resolve that. I'm going to come back to you. So what I'm going to do is everybody that shared their document, um, I need to walk through. Where are you stuck, Sharice? Tracy, you're stuck with import. Sharice, you're stuck with, where are you stuck with? Yes, Google Sheets save automatically. That's one of the cool benefits about it. It's in the cloud and you don't have to worry about storage either. All right, so that's my content. I shared my document. What I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize. I'm going to zoom out of my Google spreadsheet. And for who is that got stuck with importing? Tracy, I'm going to walk you through. I'm going to walk it through again. So one more time, I'm going to do the same process, but this time I'm going to use a different keyword. The keyword that I'm going to use is best parks. So let's act like I'm visiting Answer the Public, like we've never seen this process before. Come on. I'm going to visit that website and then I'm going to type in my query. Somebody came up with a best park. Somebody came up with that query. So I'm going to use that query. I'm going to type in new search and best. Actually, I can do neighborhoods. Let's do neighborhoods. That's a little more relevant to us, right? If I could spell. So as real estate agents, I'm running a query on best neighborhoods and it gave me 289 results. So what I'm going to do is I need to download this file. Then I need to download it to my computer. Then I need to get it uploaded into Google. Then I need to be able to share my Google Doc. So Tracy, are you following me?
Yes.
Okay. Um, are you, how can I make this better for you? Are you still stuck or are you following along? You're all caught up.
Well, I just tried to open the document
Don't open it.
and
Don't open it. So what I want you to do, I just want you to download it. Only download the file. So that's what I'm about to do now. I've typed in my query. I did best neighborhoods. Download that file. Just download it. Once it downloads
okay.
it to your computer, once it finishes, don't open it. We need to upload it. So we're not even going to open it. We're going to import it to Google. That's how we're going to open it in a way. But we don't need to open it. So go over to Google and your new spreadsheet. So I'm going to do a new one. I'm doing a new spreadsheet. I'm going to make sure that I change it to public on web. And the way I do that is I press share, that green share button in the upper right of my window. It's loading still. I press on that button. So the person that said they're stuck with sharing it, this is what you do. I'm gonna name my document content creation, and I'm just gonna do my date again, 29. Then I'm gonna save. So that's the name of my document. Google is letting me share with groups or people. I want to click on the second box, and that's a it says change to anyone with link. This is what we want to do. We want to left click on that button, copy the link by left clicking on copy link, and then we want to press done. Once you press done, you should be able to hover over that green share button and it should say public on the web. Next, we're going to import our file into the Google Sheet. So the way I do that is inside of Google Sheets, I press file and then I go over to import and I click on import, and on my screen it gives me different folders that are relevant to my Google. I'm going to go to upload. I want to upload a file directly from my computer. I select this blue button here, select a file from my device. I'm going to find that downloaded file that I pulled from Answer the Public, and it's called Best Neighborhoods. I know that's what the name of it is. So I'm going to open that. That's the extent that we open it, and it's uploading. When it uploads, when you're importing this file, you can do detect automatically, but for safety reasons, I don't know how everybody's computer is set up. I want you to just select comma, and then I want you to uncheck convert text to numbers because I don't know what that's going to do. So I uncheck that, and then I just press import data. Once I press import data, Google gives me a link, a blue link directly in the middle in my window, and it says open now. I can then open that file, and my document is now imported into Google in a way that makes sense. And something that I didn't mention when we were first doing this was these modifiers. So questions, it says questions here, modifiers. So questions are what are the best, let's open it up. What are the best neighborhoods in Denver? So think about this, right? These are the most popular searches being ran in these markets, right? So what are the best neighborhoods in Denver? Well, I don't live in Denver. What do I do about that? I can just change the word. I can say Philadelphia. I can say Pennsylvania. I can say, maybe my super specific neighborhood. Like my super specific neighborhood is West Oak Lane. So I can say, what are best neighborhoods in West Oak Lane? That's my market. Whatever market I could easily swap this out and switch this out. So it doesn't have to be just what they suggest. You can modify and adjust this content accordingly. So this is the content document. There were 290 something pieces of content in that one download file, and that's the extent of our demo using that tool. And that tool, you can do that search. You can run that query twice a day. You can run that query twice a day. So today I did sell house and I did best neighborhoods. Well, tomorrow I can do best parks and I can do best restaurants. So now I have more query, and you can do this up to twice every day and start to develop all the content that you need for talking about whatever you need to talk about. And it doesn't have to be super specific to your business and real estate. It could be whatever topic and subject that you want it to be. And in general, try to keep your queries very short because it will give you better results. So 1 to 2 words. When I typed in the queries, I used 2-word maximum. All right, so let's see. How can we proceed forward? Does anybody have any questions? Any questions?
How do you copy the chat box?
Sheila, are you here, Sheila? No, Sheila's not here. She usually does a much better job explaining.
I don't think
right click in
she's
the
not
black.
here.
All right, so here's how you copy the chat box. On your screen, in your EXP world, the chat box where we've been typing all of our engagement and content, right click on that. And once you right click on it, let me see if I can. Once you right click it on my screen, you'll see a prompt at the very top of your screen, and it says transcript copy. So what that means is that you copy that transcript of the chat. And now what you do is you have all of that text in your clipboard somewhere. So you take that over to I love Google. So I would take it over to Google Docs. And actually that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm still sharing my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Google. I love me some Google, man. And then I'm just going to do a new window. So I'm going to do docs.google.com. I'm going to type that in. I'm just going to do a new blank document inside of Google. And one of the benefits of Google is that it saves automatically and it's stored in the cloud. So you don't have to worry about storage space. This is why I like these cloud tools over the local tools. And all I'm going to do here is paste. I'm just going to paste that in, and it's going to give the entire chat box and all of our links and all of our interaction is in this Google Doc. So it created 12 pages for me. One thing you have to do is these links that we were sharing, you're going to have to highlight them in a way. And the way you can do that is you go right before the link and right after the link, and you press space, and it will highlight. That way make it, and therefore it makes the link clickable. If you don't want to do that, or you can just copy these links and paste them into whatever document, paste them into a web browser, and you'll get that document so you can have it and take it where you need to take it to. Okay, so that's how you copy the chat box. Do we have any questions? We have about 9 to 10 minutes left before we end the class. Do we have any questions, or can I help somebody with a process?
Can you show that one more time, please?
I can't hear you. Two people talking.
Hello?
Yes. Who's that? David.
Yes. David, yeah. Can you please show me one more time how you copied
How I copied what?
the whole chat box?
Right click on the chat box.
Browser computer for a file to upload?
What's that?
Where it says browser computer for a file to upload?
No, right click on the chat box, just in general. So I'm going to bring it over to you again. Can you see my screen, my EXP world?
Yes.
So down here on the chat box, right? You see my chat box moving?
Yes.
What I want you to do is whatever your right click is on your screen, I don't know. Right click, just right click on that chat box, and you see in the very top, it said transcript copy.
Yes.
Did yours do that?
Yes.
So now you have the chat box copied to your clipboard, and now you can just paste that text into a document.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Miriam, you had a question?
Yes, I wanted to know if those public question or something like that, are they only from Google?
No.
Okay.
They are from all over. They are from all over the internet. Anybody, any questions?
It's not a question, but I think I like better what you did last week. I started already, and because I feel like, yes, people are really looking for that.
Looking for what?
From the questions that we did on Google, last week. People also ask, you remember?
Yes.
Or 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So
that
that's
good.
true. But these questions are pulled from Google as well as other forums. So people are actually looking for these questions too. Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions, comments? Can I help you with anything? Let me know. Thank you. Okay. What do I have for you? Okay, so my final comments, the content that is out there, we just got to get out there and create it. Got to get out there and create that content. We did a whole hour on a demonstration of content, why it's relevant, and how to go get that relevant content. So it's up to us now as business owners. We got to take that action. So we gotta get out there and implement the strategies, the stuff that we learned a little bit today. Bonus. So people always ask me about the slides. I only do this for EXP. If you want the slides, all you got to do is leave me a review. and I'll send them to you. Just hit me up on Workplace, and I'll send you the slides. Any questions before we proceed, or we end the class? We can end early
Yeah,
if you
I
want.
know you explained this, and I'm sure most people got it, but I didn't understand entirely how to copy the chat box.
Yeah. So, are you following along with me, Mary? That's
I
you, right?
am, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have your computer up. You have your screen up.
Yep.
What are you using? Are you using like a Windows or a Mac device?
MacBook.
Oh my God. Oh no. Um, do you have a right click on your Mac?
Yeah.
A right click button? Okay.
Mhm.
Can you see my screen, my EXP World screen?
Well, I can see it, but it's pretty tiny.
Okay, yeah, it is tiny because um, does this make it better?
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
so my chat box is still small, but what I want you to do is your chat box, you can see my chat box expanding.
Yes. Yep.
Right click on it.
Oh,
And
I see. Perfect.
got it?
There we go. Yep. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Can I help anybody else before we end the class?
Yes. Hi, Jerome. I just have one question. When you use the answer the public, so you don't necessarily need to put the area that you're working in when you're typing in the keywords.
No, I don't see why you would.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because you can always add it or
Uh-huh.
subtract it, and that's one of the
Uh-huh.
things we need to be mindful of. Like you might copy the chat, and you might go into some other people's document. Like I use Philadelphia real estate as an
Uh-huh.
example. It just replace Philadelphia with whatever your market is,
Okay.
and you
Yeah.
have that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that you showed it because I didn't know how to use this tool like you showed us today, and I really appreciate that you showed us today how to use
Okay.
it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that feedback. However, I can help. I'm just here to help.
Okay. Thank you, Jerome.
You're welcome.
Hey, Jerome, quick question. So you're using that website to once a week or once a month to help you develop content to get out to people. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. I use it actually more than once a week or once a month. I do it like almost as often as possible. So, well, not as often as possible. I have that content document. So whenever I need content ideas or something like that, I just go in and I'll build. Like today, for example, I'll take like we did two queries. That's plenty of content. That's like if you just count the questions, it's like 100 and something questions by itself. So I have that document on the side somewhere. Like when I was doing the presentation with the slides, I had links in there. Those are links to some of like the content that I developed, and I just always refer back to that document to address topics that people are have questions around.
Okay, thank you very much. Overall, when you started doing this, are you seeing the needle move more with engagement as far as people coming to you and your content from using this, or no?
Yes. It
Okay, thank you.
depends. So, like, it depends on where and how you do it. In general, like, I've moved over to like Google and YouTube because people are like actively searching for like these type of things on those platforms versus like if you do it on social media, you kind of got to disrupt to get their attention. However, it's still content. So you want to develop and create content around these things. Something else about like Google and just in general, before I had any kind of Google presence, I had like mostly Facebook presence. And something that we forget about is that Google is a search engine, and just because we're not as quote quote creating content for Google doesn't mean that it won't show up on Google. And what I mean by that is before I had a Google presence and a YouTube presence, my Facebook content would come up around specific queries. So you don't have to be like super complicated, super technical. Like you can just do all Facebook strategy around these subjects, and people are going to go into Google, and you have the chance and potential to be pulled like to your Facebook profile or something like that straight through Google by developing content around these queries.
So when people pay to get boosted, let's say on these search engines, you're almost saving money because you're developing content around what they're already searching for. Did I understand that correctly?
No, so you can't pay to boost on the search engine. You can pay for a ad. You can pay for an ad, and what you're saying is, um, no, you don't save. You can save. You can be highly effective by not paying by developing like this SEO. And we're going to talk about that like next week, I think, like how having content relevant to what people are searching for and asking for, how that can help you rank. And what I mean by rank is show up on like in specific queries. And like I'm on the first page of Google for EXP Realty reviews because I developed content around what people were asking and what people were talking about around EXP. So you can do the same thing for your real estate business. People are asking questions about what's your market?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. So you can develop content around Las Vegas that people have not addressed, and your content can rank for that because you're the only one addressing that topic or that issue. And Google and most of the platforms, they're really trying to get video content out there. So if you develop video content, you have even better chance. And you can couple that with some SEO and blogging stuff, some of the stuff that Beth Ellen teaches. But there's a way for you to have success with this if you do it right.
Thanks, Jerome. That's awesome.
You're welcome. Tony, I don't know if that's Tony or Cindy. Yeah, the subjects that we cover, I have over in a document somewhere, and I'm going to tell you what they are right now. Can you still see my screen? Okay, yeah, so here it is. This is the structure that I try to generally stick to. Cindy, I don't know if it's Cindy or Tony, and this is it. So if we have 5 weeks, it's usually open, like I told you. So this was week 5. We had 5 Thursdays in July. So this was open questions and answers / open workshop. But the structure is week 1 is Facebook marketing. And typically I'm doing like something around Facebook. Week 2 is Paula Aponte. She comes in and teaches us Instagram, something specific to Instagram. Week 3 is normally a special guest. So that varies. It could be a wild card. Week 4 is YouTube and video marketing. And we have our Jaime Resendez, who's really big and really great on YouTube. He does that one. And then week 5 is open questions. It's just an open workshop. So that's the structure. And remember I talked to you about this earlier. Like I'm like, look, take screenshots. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this just so you have an idea of how the classes rotate here in the Social Media Mastermind. All right. We are past 3. It is 3:02. I apologize for keeping anybody longer than normal. I will stay around for about 5 to 10 more minutes if anybody has any questions. If not, class is dismissed. Beth Ellen, you have any final comments?
No, that's it. That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mary. Always appreciate you. Beth Ellen, are you still here? No. Levi, how you doing?
Hey, can I make a comment?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I want to thank you guys. Since I joined this in February, this has really boosted me to the whole new level. And last week with the Google content creation and questions helped me be a lot more effective with blogging. And thanks to you and Beth Ellen and Sheila, man, I'm starting to blog like a nut. And it's really great because I never thought myself a blogger. And how this has really helped me, for those that are still here, is whatever as Beth Ellen said, or you say, Jerome, you develop your tribe, whatever that tribe is, whatever that niche is. Mine is owner finance, and I just get these questions and I plug them in, and I fine tune what the owner finance people want to know, and I can address those concerns with those people. That really helps me. So this is really amazingly helpful.
Thank you, Levi. Always appreciate you, man. You're one of those action takers that I highly, highly appreciate. Thank you for that feedback. It really helps.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's I'm actually thanks to you guys. I just noticed I'm at I pop up on the first search on Google. I'm actually in my area. So
Look at that.
it's
Look
amazing.
at that. That's beautiful.
Since February, it's like we're at, amazing.
That's awesome. Anybody have any questions? Any other questions or
No, Jerome,
comments?
thanks for your class. I could not hang in there because I had buyer calls, so I'm sorry. But I was following along. I know you were like asking for us to chime in or just tell you that we're following along. So I know I was quiet. Sorry.
It's all good.
But no, but thank you. That was good. That was good info. I get some of it. I got some of it, but I
Okay.
didn't respond to. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate that feedback. Anybody else?
I just have a I have
Yes.
one quick question.
Yep.
I'm new to EXP.
Mhm.
This is like I got like a pass, so I'm just kind of going into classes and stuff. How do I go about you on Workplace or giving you a review on Workplace?
Just message me on Workplace. What I'll do is share my Workplace link, and you could just message me there, and whatever, we can go from there. So I'm gonna put it in the chat, and you can just contact me there. So let's see. What is my name? Right? That's me. I'm gonna copy that link, and it's in the chat for you. So just click on that link, and you'll get access to my profile. Just message me there.
Do I need a passport for EXP passport?
Oh, you are still a guest.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, you're still a guest. So what you can do is you can email me instead. Um, let's see, where's my email address? My email is. Can you see it on the screen?
Yes. I'll just copy it down.
Yeah. So just email me and we will work it out. All right. I like to so we are, as long as you're part of EXP, I'll share whatever you want. As long as you're not of
Okay.
the, as long as you're not one of the enemies, you get whatever you want.
Thank you very much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Anybody else before we go? All right, no more. Listen, everyone, I appreciate you for listening to me. I know sometimes I talk too fast and sometimes you don't know what I'm talking about, but I do my best to provide value and, help level up your business. We have this class every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Come back, learn some more, combine all of these things to get some success. Levi spoke up earlier. I really appreciate him because he takes these things and he actually goes and implement them into his business, and he's having a lot of success for it. Other students have come and they've had success. Sometimes people come take one thing and have success. Sometimes people come take a few things and they have success. But constantly come back. This is one of my favorite things to do, teach this class and show people how to level up their business in real estate. So I appreciate everybody for coming, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Cindy, is that Cindy or is that Tony that has the question?
It's me.
Cindy, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, hey. Just I was talking to Beth Ellen
Hmm.
and she said she had a content creation class this morning,
Yes.
but I didn't see it on the calendar anywhere. I looked everywhere this morning and didn't see it, so I thought there wasn't one.
Oh, maybe it passed. It's usually 2 hours before this social media mastermind class.
No, because I mean it has past stuff on there, when you go back and look at the calendar. It
Yeah,
has
it's not on the calendar today, Jerome.
Oh, no, one that's odd because we did not have a great attendance, and I was wondering why that attendance wasn't.
Exactly.
Let me see.
okay,
Is Ryan? Are you still
Yep.
here? Ryan left, probably.
because I
Yeah.
would have came if I knew there was one, but I didn't see it on the calendar, so I didn't go because I didn't see it.
Oh, no wonder it was so empty. Yeah, it's not there. Okay, I really appreciate you mentioning that.
Yeah.
I will address that with Beth Ellen and the EXP peeps. Thank you so much
So
for
you
saying
guys
that.
still had it. You still had it, even though you didn't have it posted. Where did you have it? In this room
Yeah,
where
it
you are
was in
right
this
now?
room, and it was in this room.
Okay.
Um, we did um video. We had a Q&A around video. We had
Okay.
one of the guys from Business Video School come in and do Q&As around video. So I had no
So is
idea that it wasn't on the calendar.
that class, that content creator class, is that every week at 9 in the morning Pacific time?
It is. I don't know. I don't know how to translate Pacific and Eastern. So
Yeah.
in my time zone, it is 12 p.m. Eastern. So yes, it is every week.
So it's is it just on Thursdays?
Yes, every Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Yes.
Okay, so that's gonna be, we're on Mountain Time because we're in Denver, so it's probably gonna be like 2 hours earlier, I think, right? Or an hour earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. It will be. I will make sure they add it back to the calendar because I was wondering why our attendance wasn't so great. And yeah, that makes sense. If it wasn't on a calendar, nobody has
Okay.
anything to look at. So
But that's only on Thursdays, right? That's just
yes,
on Thursdays.
yes, it's
Okay, and
only
then
Thursdays.
your social media class isn't that twice a week?
Nope, it's only on Thursday as well.
That's only on Thursdays too?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to put those down because those are the ones I'm coming to. It's just yours and Beth Ellen's and is it Andy?
Aaron.
Aaron. Aaron's class, your class, and Beth Ellen's class. I'm trying to get that on the calendar, but then I looked this morning and like I said, I didn't see it. And I'm like, maybe they're not having it today. So I thought I
Okay.
wasn't sure. I would have came into the productivity room if I would have known you were in there, but I didn't know. Sorry
Yeah,
about
we
that.
were there. We didn't have it's not your fault. It's no we just gotta I don't think the calendar was updated. Maybe they were aware that Bethlehem was on vacation because she's out in Aruba. I'm not sure what happened, but I will make sure it's addressed.
Okay. Thank you for your class today.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you.
Thank you.